Hey, it's Kyle Shannon. I'm co-founder and CEO of Storyvine, and today I'm going to talk to you about manageability in the context of video agility. Why the red stapler? Well, because manageability is kind of dweeby, and what better thing to represent dweebiness than a red stapler? Huh? So when we talk about video agility, one of the attributes of it is manageability, which seems contrary to agileness. That if you have to approve videos and manage the content and do all this sort of stuff, doesn't that fly in the face of agility? And the answer is actually no, that the more agile you become with video, the more content you create. And once you start creating enough content that it needs to be managed, then manageability is absolutely critical to be able to creating that level of content efficiently. So that's why it's one of the core tenets of video agility. And what I'd like to do now is unpack what I actually mean by manageability in that sense. Okay, so let's talk manageability. What is manageability? Well, as you start to capture content, and you're creating content in a more nimble way, you've got to do some things with it. One of the things you need to do is curate it. So let's say you want to capture best practices videos from subject matter experts all over the company. Well, whose job is it to look at the videos that come in and say, oh, this one's really good, or that one's not good, or hey, Jim, why don't you refilm that video and dig a little bit deeper in section 2, or whatever it might be. So curation is the role of looking at the content that comes in and figuring out what's useful, what's not. The next thing you need to do is approve content. So sometimes you might have a communications group and they can approve their own content, but you might have other groups that they're creating content that might need to go to some outside group to get that video approved. So who's approving the content? That's the next piece of the puzzle here. Then you're going to publish the videos. Where do they live? Do they live on an internal communications portal? Do they live on YouTube? Are they going to be used on social media? So where are they going to be published? The next piece of manageability is remixing the content. So let's say, back to that best practices, the subject matter experts, you could take the best sound bites from multiple videos and edit those into a compilation video so you can reuse the content that's been created. And then the final piece is reuse. And what this means is I might realize 2 years from now that, oh, Jim made a video about this very subject 2 years ago. Let me go grab that again. So the ability to reuse content in the future combined with remixing it all adds up to manageability, managing the content that you're creating in this agile way. Curate, approve, publish, remix, and reuse. Those are the keys. So, okay, you have the concept now of you got to manage this stuff. Well, how do you manage it? What are the tools that you can use? We had a client that just used Google Sheets, a spreadsheet, one summer. Their organization captured 725 videos over the course of a summer. And they had interns filling out a Google spreadsheet with here's all the videos, here's what the people were talking about, here's their elected representatives that we're going to send those sound bites to. Really powerful management of those assets done in a very, very simple way. So just using a spreadsheet to manage the content is one way. You need to get your videos data rich. You need to know what was the title of the video, who filmed it, when did they film it. Was there anything in particular they talked about? So getting content into a CMS, content management system, or if you're on the learning and development side, a learning management system, those are both generic terms for databases that you can put content into. Learning management systems have a little bit more interactivity to them, but both of those are ways that you can track content, go back to it in the future, sort it, filter it, all sorts of things like that. And I think where we're moving in the future is artificial intelligence, so machine learning discovery of video content based on what was actually said in the video, on top of the metadata that you might type in explicitly with something like a CMS or an LMS. The future lies in this. We're building into Storyvine right now auto transcriptions so that all of the content that's created in the system is going to be discoverable, searchable, and all sorts of magic that AI can do. So there's lots of different tools that you can use. The key to getting your content into these tools is data. So start to think about, when you create content, what are the metadata, what are the elements that you need to track to be able to search for that content in the future. It will save you many, many headaches and will put you on the path to video agility. As always, I love talking about this stuff. Reach out if you want to dig deeper, and I'll see you in the next video.